Welcome back to the Hemplucid Podcast. My name is Chase. I'm here with my lovely co-host, Talon Stratton. And today's episode, we are going to be talking about stress. The stress trap, managing your nervous system naturally. So stress, man, I feel like this topic is really close and near dear to my heart because over the years I have experienced nervous system crash and burnout several times. One time, significantly bad. Is that a word?
Yeah.
Does that flow right? Significantly bad. So much so to where I had to escape to the Peruvian jungle for a month and do a month isolation ayahuasca retreat because my nervous system was completely fried. So since then I've gotten a lot better at managing my nervous system, and yeah, we're just going to talk about that today.
Yeah.
So let's probably the best place to just dive into this is going to be the fight or flight, and understanding the flight or fight response within the body. You want to jump into that?
Yeah. Yeah. So modern life keeps most of us in a constant state of fight or flight.
Totally.
Fight or flight, historically, if we go back, it was not as constant as it is today. I mean, something might happen in nature, you're hunting, something goes wrong, you enter a state of fight or flight. Yeah, it's short-lived. But now it's everywhere. It's all of the time. We have emails, we have deadlines, we have financial pressure, we have family responsibilities, notifications for every social media platform. There's a lot of noise. You're ingrained with so many people's lives and fast moving information, radio ads, television. I mean, you name it. It's just, it's constant
assault.
And our nervous system was never designed for this. We're built for short bursts of stress followed by recovery. And now, just like we said, it's constant. So most people now live with a lot of stress without resolution. And as we age, the ability to recover from stress also changes. So we're not going to talk about just relaxing. This is about nervous system regulation and how to actually teach the body safe ways to calm down. Relaxation is a temporary thing, but regulation is a skill that we can all work to build.
Definitely.
So that's kind of what we want to get into, talking about the stress trap, why we get stuck in anxiety loops.
Yeah, I think one book that was like super informative. Now I'm blanking. I think it's one of Peter Levine. Is it Waking the Tiger?
That's what I was thinking.
Where it talks about the animals and their ability to like de-stress and move. And we're going to talk a little bit about movement, but
shake it off.
Yeah, that book was just such a eye-opening book on how we are part of nature. Nature has built-in systems to help us downregulate and like shake off stress or a fight response. In that book, he talks about this example: a deer gets attacked by a lion, escapes, and does this movement to shake off that stress and to downregulate the nervous system, and then that animal moves on with his life. And I think in our modern worlds, we are living in boxes, and culturally we've kind of got away from realizing like we are nature, we're part of nature, we're animals, and we have this built-in ability to down-regulate our nervous system, but we don't, because it's just a constant go, 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 go. our consciousness and our nervous system is constantly under attack or threat as our biology perceives that. So
yeah, it's a excuse me, it's a stress trap, and it creates chronic stress that keeps our nervous system stuck in that alert mode. And it's like we're so stuck in it, we don't even realize we're stressed anymore. I mean, maybe we realize we're stressed, but like everything that's going in our body, it just becomes our natural state, and we just deal.
Right.
Instead of taking a moment to stop, to breathe, to regulate, we stay stuck in it, and we keep our nervous system activated, and it's just a constant loop. So the stress activates our nervous system, the nervous system stays activated, and the body never fully resets. Yep. And that leads to so many problems: chronic disease, inflammation, cortisol dysregulation. It's not good.
No, definitely
it's not good. And it's unfortunate that our culture is in this go, go, go. But there are things we can do to help get us out of that stress trap. And yeah, I mean, we can talk a little bit more about the neuroscience.
Yeah. Yeah. So the HPA axis, I don't know if maybe you guys have heard of that or not, but this is like a very critical function / network of the body that I feel like it's starting to get, or lately it has gotten a lot of attention, I would say, over the last couple of years. I mean, so much so a couple of years ago, we actually made a product for this exact system in the body. So I just want to touch a little bit on the HPA axis, because it's very important. And I think it's important for people to understand. So the H is the hypothalamus, the brain's command center for stress and hormone signaling. The P is for the pituitary gland, the messengers. Pituitary gland is signaling to other glands within the body. And then for the A, the adrenal glands, the hormone factory producing cortisol, adrenaline, and DHEA. Together, they orchestrate our body's response to stress and regulate energy, blood sugar, and circadian rhythm. So how this system works normally. So the hypothalamus signals the pituitary signals the adrenal glands, and then cortisol and adrenaline surge. And this is, like Tom was saying, we're built for these short little like stints of cortisol and adrenaline. But the problem is our culture is just, we're constantly stressed. And so our HPA axis is just constantly on overdrive, creating cortisol and adrenaline when it technically shouldn't be producing that. And, we all know what happens when you feel that surge of adrenaline. You get an energy boost, your heart rate increases, sugar floods your bloodstream, and your focus sharpens. So these little, like these little.
Well, yeah, like the function happens, and what most people don't realize is stress is associated as a negative thing, right? But like a stress response is actually really good. Because it's signaling that like quick action. It heightens your blood pressure, your heart rate goes up, and you're able to act quickly. So it's a great function of the body, right? But when it's constant, your cortisol spikes, it's constantly spiked, it doesn't get better. So that function actually becomes overdriven. Yeah. And we want to avoid that.
Yeah. And, after the age of 40, you get into your 40s or 45, the system becomes less flexible. So, cortisol lingers longer, leaving you in just like a mild, constant, stressed out state. Your stress recovery slows, making it harder to rebound after a busy day. Chronic activation contributes to fatigue, brain fog, sleep disruption, and even low-grade inflammation. And I mean, I totally feel that when I'm way stressed out and I haven't done my practices and my sleep gets disrupted. I think the fatigue is a big one, but the brain fog, like, oh my gosh, there's been many instances where you just like sit down to work, or you're just looking at your computer like, I'm so fried. I can't, like, I don't even know where to start.
Yeah.
Or like, and it's like, it's like the system telling your body like, dude, you're stuck in this state that is actually really harmful. Yeah. So just something to just pay attention to if you're, experiencing these things, just look at your life, your lifestyle, and, you might be in a situation where your nervous system is on overload and needs to de-stress and decompress. All right. So that's the HPA axis. Really important system of the body. We're talking a little bit about how it shows up physically, how chronic stress shows up physically. And, I'll just speak to my own observations. Tinnitus and ringing in the ears, like, totally amps up when I'm really stressed. Like, so much so it throws off my equilibrium a little bit. Really weird, like, pressure, headaches, obviously sleep totally disrupted. And then I've noticed that I get sick easier.
Yeah.
When I'm just totally redline and maxed out.
Yeah. I remember, kind of when we first started this company, I was under an immense amount of stress. For me, like, my physical body was changing. I feel like my shoulders were like up at my ears constantly. My body was just like stuck. It was stuck in this tense state. I definitely got sick all the time. I mean, multiple times a year. I was always sick. I feel like I get sick maybe once a year now. And that's just because we have little germy kids. But yeah, digestive issues, massively, bloating, nausea, acid reflux. Yeah, just a lot.
Yeah, and cortisol. Cortisol it's damaging. Long term, it's very disruptive to the body and damaging. Alters immune function, slows digestion, keeps muscles tense for protection. I think that's a lot of people. A lot of people walking around with shoulders up or just like super tight. It's a lot of people.
You can even hear it in the way people talk.
Yeah,
it's just like this fast pace, like, I don't know. It almost like when I get around people like that, I almost kind of mimic it. I'm like, just. Yeah,
it's the nervous. It's like the nervous system is the system that's interfacing with other people, other humans. It's like our nervous systems are talking without, obviously like talking, but it's like we're feeling each other out.
Yeah.
And same. You get around somebody who's high strung, wired, nervous system fried, and you're just like,
and it's it's totally normal. Like, I hate to say this, but we get around some of our families sometimes, and it's like the exact same situation. It's families, they have young kids. Oh yeah. And it's just, we get to their house and we're like, okay, I don't. Is it time to go? Like, I love you guys, but this is chaotic.
My nervous system's on fire.
Yeah, and we have the exact same situation. We have a family, we have young kids, we have a business we're running, but we maintain this like calm, grounded, kind of like, I don't want to say slow energy. Like our lives have a lot going on, but it's just calm. And that has taken a while to cultivate that within ourselves.
Tremendous amount of work.
Yeah, within our kids. And, we still face these same things, this stress. When you run a business, it's innate. It's going to happen. But yeah, like your body's not going to lie. It will tell you you're stressed out way before your mind does. Oh yeah. So the body, looking at your body, what's going on there? Is it constantly tense? Do you constantly feel like you have knots in your shoulders? Take a look at your body, because that is where stress is going to get embedded.
Yeah. It'll definitely start to physically manifest.
Yep.
When I was going through it really bad, my hearing was so sensitive, like loud noises would just like,
yeah.
it's just nervous system just begging to be like, well, my body was like, hey, your system is really fried. So like, we're going to make things so sensitive to where you actually start paying attention. And yeah, that's when I ended up having to go down to the jungle.
Yeah, it's interesting too with just natural functions. Like I'm 3 months postpartum. When we had our first kid, I actually had a really traumatic birth, and going back to the HPA axis, the pituitary gland is what is responsible for creating and helping the function of breast milk.
Mm-hmm.
And because I was so stressed out at that time, I was a new mom, had a really traumatic birth. I was actually unable to create breast milk. Another body, like a normal body function that just kind of went away because of stress. And I didn't realize it at the time. I didn't know how to control that, or that it was, I just thought I was broken. Oh, I just can't do it. Well, now I have a second kid and I'm doing it. And yeah, that's all related back to stress.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Stress. It's a mean one, you know.
It is mean because it's tricky. You don't really, again, like, because it's so commonplace to be in this go, it's hard to know that you're in the loop. So how do you get to a point of like, oh, I need to reset the loop?
Yeah, I had a friend, she was telling me, she's like, your movement, it's like the way you move is not correct, in a sense of like quick, jittery, like just like not conscious, smooth movement, like a very chaotic movement.
You used to tell me years ago, I'd sit around and I'd like bounce my leg, and you would just be like, why are you bouncing your leg?
Yeah. And
to me, I like totally unconsciously doing it. And now I'm very aware, like if I'm in a state where my legs are bouncing, I'm like hyper aware of it. Like,
restless leg.
It drives me crazy.
Yeah.
But I know it's happening when I'm in a state of stress. Like I wasn't feeling good yesterday. I've had some blood sugar things happening, and it made me really stressed out. And I like my leg just bouncing. So yeah, I mean, our body is such a brilliant signal to us that if we can tune into that, that's a huge key in breaking that stress loop. Yeah.
I think the restless leg, most people I've been around that have that also put off the same energy of being totally stressed out and a fried nervous system. And it's like this outlet that the body is doing unconsciously to try to like discharge stress,
energy,
like move the energy out of the body. And every time I'm like, I don't know why they used to bother me so much.
Well, I mean, it bothers me. I get around people like that, and it's like, man, just like it almost stresses me out.
Yeah,
I'm like, just calm down. What's going on? Like we're just having a little conversation here about something going on at work. I don't know.
It feels like an unconscious thing.
It is.
It's
so
like,
that's
how like. And this is, I don't know, maybe this is bad, but it's like a judgment. But I also used to have it. So it's like, you know, how unaware of you are your own vehicle. That it's like this very disruptive thing is happening and you're not aware of it.
Yeah.
You're not aware of what your body is physically doing. I think that's why I used to get like, oh, pay attention to what your body's doing.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. I think we've all become so disconnected from our bodies that you get into these little, these things that don't seem that big, but like once you calm that part of yourselves down, you become hyper aware of it and yourself and other people. And yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. And, yeah, I mean, we're talking about how it's energy, how it's stuck energy, and how, you know, we need to get that out. And I think one of the best vehicles for that is breath work. It's something that I would say before our second kid, we were pretty dialed with, but we've just, it's kind of dropped off lately. But breath work, I think, is one of the best vehicles that you can just, I mean, it's the depth of it is pretty insane as far as like, one, it's you're conscious of it. Like you're conscious of this, it's conscious and then also an unconscious function of the body. But having it be a conscious function, like you can control taking just a couple deep breaths that help drop your stress level just a little bit. Or you can do 45 minute, hour-long breathwork sessions that get you into a very, very deep, psychedelic state where you're able to move big amounts of energy as well.
Big amounts of energy, big amounts of trauma. And I think that's really cool because, like you said, you can go really deep with it. One of the most profound things that I had a coach tell me in learning to be more present with your body, to become more aware of your body, to get out of that unconscious loop that you're in, is like, as much as you can remember, just check in with your breath. Like, how am I breathing right now? And most of the time it's shallow, just like
upper chest.
Yeah. Unconscious, not those deep belly breaths. And if you can take those moments of pause and get into like just taking a deep belly breath and trying to become more conscious of that throughout your day, for me, like, that shifted so much of my ability to get into my body and out of my mind and out of the stress response. Yeah. So like using, I mean, like you were just talking about, it's hard for us to find 45 minutes to peel away from our kids. They're young, they're needy. So it's hard to do these like big sessions and these big deep resets. So taking those small moments, I know I can be better about it currently, is taking those moments, even setting a little alarm on your phone and like, hey, how's your breathing? Just a little reminder can make such a massive difference. Because breath is the bridge between the mind and the body. We are huge fans of Ram Dass, and he talks about that a lot, like getting back to the breath when you're learning how to meditate. And meditation is so huge in getting you out of your mind, or away from the thoughts. And we do that by just trying to focus on our breath, which is really hard if you just take 30 seconds to a minute to try and just like, how am I breathing? How am I breathing?
Totally.
And then 20 seconds in, you're like, what should I have for dinner tonight?
Yeah, it's one of my favorite lectures that he has, and just one of my favorite meditations is just focusing on the breath. And I think, he talks about how he's like, you can't even get to 10 breaths without having some sort of thought try to break that like conscious focus on just trying to take a breath.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's so accurate. I mean, it's kind of scary. Like when I fall out of my meditation practice and I start to get back into it, that's always where I start, is that Ram Dass meditation.
Yep.
And it's always shocking to see how long it takes me to get to 10 breaths without having some crazy thought break that focus. And I think Eric Godzi has like the best podcast series around I guess this entire topic that we're talking about, stress. And he has a podcast series talking about, I can't remember what the series is called, but essentially it's talking about how like our minds are essentially, we all have an injury because of stress and the amount of information that we're all consuming on a daily basis. But we can also talk about this in the next episode, our focus episode, because it pertains a little bit more to that. But he also goes into like the mind and how stress affects the mind and how it damages the mind, and how it's so hard to get any sort of focus when your body is essentially stuck in this state.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And going back to the breath, one of my absolute favorite tools, especially before bed or before going to sleep and trying to get your breath back to that normal, like less shallow, is box breathing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one of the easiest things. You inhale,
Mm-hmm.
hold, like inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And you repeat that, I think just 3 times,
Mm-hmm.
and it re-regulates your entire system. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not something that needs to be sustained for, again, 45 minutes to an hour. These deep breathwork sessions, you can do small, meaningful, easy
Mm-hmm.
exercises to help you regulate.
Yeah. Even just taking a deep breath.
Yeah. I mean, there's something about that long exhale that like takes you back into just
Mm-hmm.
being less stressed. And it's kind of interesting. Biologically, like I see this with our 3-year-old when he gets really stressed and worked up and he's like having a tantrum or crying. He's in that state for a while, but then he does that like after
Mm-hmm.
he's done, and it's like, okay, I know he's released it.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's back to regulation, and his body
Right.
just performs that naturally.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah. It's kind of like the deer shaking the trauma off.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's totally cool to watch that happen.
Yeah.
That underlying human biology actually working.
Mm-hmm. We all just cried more and had that little. Okay.
Yeah.
I really think there's something to that. Like kids, they release it. Like it's happening now. I feel this now. I'm crying now, and then it's gone. And for us, we tend to hold that in. It's not okay to cry. It's not okay to feel these things. But like, man, every time I cry, I have that moment of like, oh,
everything's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Totally.
You just got to let it flow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. And crying is good. Because there's also like, I don't know, like you're moving energy and moving emotion, but it's also like a movement that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Which, kind of leads right into our next segment. It's like stress is stored and trapped in the body, and you have to move to get it out. It's just not the mental thing. It's a physical thing. And Waking the Tiger and all of Peter Levine's work is based off this entire premise. Like you have to move the trauma or the stuck energy physically out of the body.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's as simple as just taking a walk. Most days when, we're working, at least try to get outside once or twice. Just a quick walk around the block just to move the stress and the energy of the day. We're also going to have a movement guy on here who's going to go into like more deep, it's like a deep movement program, which helps actually rewire your nervous system. And something that's been interesting doing those movements lately is I can feel my nervous system pushing against it. Like there's this like weird energy that's happening with some of the Goda movements where it's like when I get into it and I'm doing it consecutively, it's like my nervous system is like tense about it. And then I can feel my nervous system relax around that movement. And then I usually have some sort of like small, interesting release, which has
like
been
emotional or physical.
I would say, both. But it's very subtle. And that whole movement program is built off of like recoding your nervous system, because there's this innate way that we know, well, humans used to move that we don't move now currently. And doing those movements, you can feel this like deeper primal like coding start to like emerge through the movement, but also like recoding the nervous system, which has been interesting. So even just doing the Goda movements has actually really helped out with stress more than I was actually thinking.
That makes sense. There's a program out there called Kinergy. I don't know if you've heard about it. One of my friends recommended it when I was doing a gut reset, and same thing. It's their movements, the way that they guide you through their like 30-minute workouts is meant to move like the energy in your body in a specific way. And the first time I ever did one of these workouts, I was literally crying by the end, and I was like, what's happening? But yeah, like that stagnant sitting down. I mean, we're so stagnant these days. We have couches and comfortable chairs and desk chairs, and we're always sitting. And that stress, it stays stored in your body. So unless you're getting it and moving it, like it's gonna stay there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
Right, movement. Yeah, I think this makes a lot of sense. You can't think your way out of stress, but you can breathe and move your way out of it. I had a friend tell me once, just like, you can't think your way out of this stressful situation. It's like, first of all, you have to feel your way out of it, and to drop out of your mind into your body, you got to move and you got to do some breath work.
Yeah. When I was working with a life coach a few years ago, kind of the same thing, like the feeling of things. I feel stressed. What? What does that actually feel like? Oh man, it took me years to feel like, okay, let me just close my eyes. Like, what's happening in my body? I feel a little bit of a tingle sensation in my feet, or, like actual feelings. Because I think as a culture, we've kind of gotten stuck in our language. I feel sad. Like, okay, yeah, but what do we actually feel in our body? And yeah, breath is kind of the gateway into the feeling.
Yeah, it seems like anytime you're working with a coach, it's like, that's really the first thing that they try to like teach you is drop into your body, like get out of your mind, drop into your body, movement practices, breathwork practices. It's like anybody we've ever worked with, it's like the start or the foundation of it.
I mean, it's for everything. It's like what we talked about with sleep and functions there. Like it's getting your mind right. It's getting your body right. And then also some other tools, supplements that you can use on top of those things. Which leads us into our next little segment here. What can help with stress? CBD. Yes. Stress, one of the main issues people have, that's why they seek out CBD. So we talked a little bit before on other episodes, but there's kind of the big four that one of these things people are typically dealing with when they're trying to find a CBD product: stress, anxiety, sleep, or pain. So stress, it's a big one. We're all stressed. It's a stressful world right now, and it's hard not to get sucked into the matrix of the cultural programming. It really is this. Like, you're going to be stressed out. You're going to get stressed. So you might as well just start doing all of these things now, because it's everywhere. It's everybody. Even us, like, we're in this boat where we understand stress, where we know how to like check in with our bodies and do these things. And it's like, if we're not on tap with these processes, like it's going to lead to massive burnout. It's going to lead to us needing to like peel away to the jungle. And we don't have that luxury anymore with kids. So if we're not utilizing these tools and doing these things daily, it's going to lead to chaos.
Right.
So CBD has been such a crucial piece of that, I think, for both of us in dealing with the stress, and getting our bodies feeling better, reducing background noise, reducing anxiety, calming an overactive nervous system. Like, it's really, really incredible for that piece.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like CBD has been key for Yeah, I mean, all of it. But I think for me specifically, like the actual mental loops that when I get stressed, you get caught in the background noise, the ruminating thoughts. CBD has been so good for just like breaking that and just dropping your level down just a little bit to where it's like you can like think clearly and actually come up for a breath. Um, it's yeah, I think it's one of the most powerful things for stress and anxiety. I mean, no question.
Mm-hmm.
There are, other than CBD, magnesium. I'm pretty sure everybody's deficient in magnesium, and magnesium is such a critical molecule that plays such an important part in our biology. So magnesium's non-negotiable for, I think, both of us. Mm-hmm. We take it every night and every morning. Adaptogens are really starting to gain, I guess, more popularity in our culture around stress. Ashwagandha, rhodiola, mushrooms, the functional mushrooms. These are all like big time supplements that are sought out currently around people who are stressed out. Mm-hmm. And we actually, we use ashwagandha and functional mushrooms in our stress relief gummy, which is like, all of our products are really good, but the stress gummy is just, it's perfect. It has CBD, is a microdose of THC. We also have ashwagandha, GABA, and it's so interesting to take that and actually physically feel this down regulation of the nervous system. You have all these compounds working together to just take the edge off. So it's so subtle, but in that subtlety, it's like so much comes to life as far as like more mental clarity, more mental focus, less pain, more like energy to want to be proactive instead of just locked down because I'm so stressed out. Yeah. So we're really, really proud of that product, and it's becoming almost as popular as our sleep gummy, mm-hmm. which has been pretty fun to watch and monitor.
Yeah.
And I think there's this thing happening with microdose THC that is becoming extremely popular in our culture today. I think, people associate THC obviously with getting high, and like, I think we have it's not like our culture's addicted to getting high, but there's just this, like with medical marijuana, it was like creating the highest THC strains as possible, trying to get people as high as possible. And it feels like there's been this correction with THC, and using it more on the microdose side is more of a supplement, but also performance enhancing. Because what I've noticed is just a microdose of THC, my mind is sharper, clearer. And the bigger doses, it's like, that's where like the fogginess mm-hmm. tends to come in.
Totally.
And so when we built the stress formula, we took that into account as, utilizing THC as almost like a performance enhancing molecule instead of a molecule just to get high and numb out and disconnect.
Totally.
All right. All right. I think, let's see here. Oh yeah. Last thing we can hit on here is nature therapy. There are studies that show spending time in nature actually reduces cortisol mm-hmm. and your stress levels. I think in Japan.
Yeah, it's called Shinrin-yoku.
Shinrin-yoku, yeah. I think it's actually part of a protocol and prescription for certain medical issues. Like, you have to go spend time in nature.
Yeah. Spend time in the forest. And like therapeutically, a lot of people, when you go outside, you can do these, like check in with your senses. What 5 things do you see? What 5 things can you smell? What 5 things,
Mm-hmm.
and it can really take you out of that stressful state. Anytime I'm feeling like completely overstimulated, if I go outside, it's like that energy is just, it's just calm. It's just, nature is slow and calm and steady. And you can feel that. You can feel such a huge difference. I mean, we've been in the podcast studio doing these episodes, and, in between episodes, we went out there, and I just seeing outside was like, okay, we're good. Like, there you are, sun. There you are, grass. Like, it's just nice.
Right.
So that's a huge, huge tool for stress, is nature therapy.
Yeah, definitely.
Get outside.
Yes,
it will help.
Put your feet in the grass.
Yeah, ground. Get on the earth.
Awesome. All right, we'll jump into, I think this is, it's been important for me to understand, but actually not waiting until your stress peaks and your nervous system is fried out to try to course correct. Because my own personal experience, when that happens, it takes so much time to drop back down to baseline. I mean, you have to for me, I've had to remove myself out of reality and go into nature for months to reset and rebalance my system. And so this is where, we've built, I think both of us personally have built, maybe like a little toolkit or just awareness around our stress. What does my morning look like? So our mornings, I would say we were actually really good at structuring our days around not getting to a point where we're completely maxed out on stress.
Oh yeah.
And so like mornings, up with the sun, getting in the sun, sometimes cold plunging, hanging out with the kids, no screens or limited screens, no TVs, just like a slow morning. I feel like we're pretty good at that. And I used to not be like that. I mean, as soon as you wake up, phone in your hand, downstairs, drinking coffee within 20 minutes, just already starting off the day with your nervous system peaked and in fight already.
Yeah, I think, I don't remember where I heard this, but it was just so duh. Like you wake up and you're instantly on your phone, checking social media, checking in on your emails. And it's like, that's like bringing the whole world into your bed first thing in the morning. And it's true. Like, what if we just woke up instead and we're like, hey, what's going on with me? Let me check in with me. How am I feeling? Am I feeling any tension? Where's the stress sitting today? Like those questions instantly put you into you instead of what's going on with everyone else, and like driving up that fight or flight right off the bat. So like you said, building that morning routine to check in on yourself, take it slow, get outside. It's just such a drastic difference in how you start your day and coming up naturally versus like this sharp, like contrast of you just got this deep restorative sleep. Hopefully took a nice sleep gummy. You woke up and you're like, all right, how am I feeling? Like, yeah, that's been a really pivotal thing for me, and really just connecting with myself, because as a mom, like it's never about me ever throughout the day. Like I have to go to the bathroom. My 3-year-old's like, Mom, what are you doing in the bathroom? Like, buddy, I'm just, leave me alone. So really it's like, that's the one moment that we can check in with ourselves. Yep. That quick scan in the morning, like check into you. And then having a little midday reset. Like this is often the time where I'm like, oh, I haven't thought about how I'm breathing. Like, how am I breathing? Like, yeah, I'm hungry. I want to go get some lunch, but like also, how am I breathing? What's going on there? Maybe do a quick 3-4 rounds of the box breathing. That's really nice to do. A short walk, getting outside, and just interrupt the accumulation that's happened in the morning. I mean, that's usually probably the most busy and stressful time for us, because it's like, okay, what's going on with the business? What's going on with our customers? What's this? So it's like it's ramping up pretty drastically at the beginning of the day. So interrupting that. And again, back to the check-in. How's my breath? And then an evening downshift. So we talked about this in our sleep episode and how important it is, but lowering your lights. For us, it's red lights. Red lights at night. I think that's a non-negotiable. If we go into our room, the first thing is like turn on the red lights, get out the other lights, and kind of start that wind down process. Taking a sleep gummy, taking your CBD before bed, and just starting that signal in your body. Like, it sounds so silly, but like having a nighttime routine is such a game changer for so many things, because it's giving you like, it's like training your little baby brain. Like, okay, we're getting ready for bed now. Like, we need that as adults too. Like, you can't just jump from like this stressed out, we've done all these things, we've made dinner, we've gotten, like give your body that like rhythmic time to slow down, to catch up, and to get into like a calm practice.
Yeah. I feel like we're really like talking through this. It's like, man, I feel like we've really kind of nailed the routines. Like our night, I mean, I think they're all really dialed, but I think the nighttime one for sure. So wrestling with the kids, having their nervous system like shed all the energy of the day. Getting outside, watching the sun go down, no screens, a couple hours before bed. The red light one is big too. I think that one's been probably one I've been maybe shocked about the most of how impactful that's been overall. That the red lights, and for us, we have like grounding bed sheets. That's been huge too. Just having that grounding energy when we sleep. There's a lot of studies on that right now, and that's been a huge help. So I mean, it sounds like a lot, but make it just these slow shifts. I mean, slow changes, start incorporating one or two things. Like, you don't have to just all of a sudden jump into something, because that can also be a nervous system disrupt as you're like, oh, what do I need to do? It's another checklist. Do things that feel good for you. It doesn't have to be all these things. You don't have to go out and spend a bunch of money, but slowly start to incorporate simple morning routine and nighttime routine, especially. Yeah, totally key. All right, awesome. All right, we'll close here with just a couple studies that I thought were pretty interesting, because I feel like there's a lot of talk around like cannabis and CBD, and there's not a lot of research, there's not a lot of studies, and there's actually quite a bit out there. I mean, if you just jumped on PubMed and search bar CBD for whatever ailment that you have or are looking to solve, some study will pop up. So trying to bring a little bit more science into our conversation here. So this was pretty interesting. So this is the use of CBD in anxiety and anxiety related disorders. A review of clinical human studies on CBD and anxiety disorders. So the main points that we're able to pull out of here: researchers analyzed 8 clinical reports, including 6 randomized controlled trials that looked at CBD's effects on healthy volunteers and people with generalized anxiety, social anxiety, and PTSD. Dosages ranged widely from 6 milligrams up to 400 milligrams, which is a lot, and were administered orally or sublingually. Across studies, CBD was associated with improved anxiety scores with minimal side effects, mostly mild sedation or fatigue, which makes total sense. It's like, I think when the sedation and the fatigue happens when people take CBD, one, it's like, maybe you're taking too much, but 2, your body is looking to rest. Like, your body needs rest. You're probably not getting the rest and recovery that you're supposed to be getting. Come to think of it, that was like some of the first times I was taking it, I'd get really, really tired. And it's gotten to a point now where it's like I take it and I'm, I have my, I just don't get tired anymore, because I have good practices and I'm getting good sleep, and my body, I'd say, is at a pretty level, even homeostatic state.
Totally. Yeah. That's why oftentimes when I'm talking to our customers, I tell them to start taking CBD at night, because a lot of new users will feel sleepy. And it's like, it's not making you sleepy. Like, it's literally telling you to rest because you haven't given your body that rest that it needs. So yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. This one was a meta-analysis from 2023. Just a review of multiple studies. Out of over 1,500 articles screened, 8 clinical studies with 316 participants, this meta-analysis found a significant reduction in anxiety symptoms associated with CBD, demonstrating a moderate to large effect size across conditions like generalized anxiety, social anxiety, PTSD. PTSD is a big one. I mean, we talked to a lot of people with PTSD, and for people with PTSD to find relief with, I mean, really anything but CBD products is such a huge win. I know the veterans in Texas really rallied behind the hemp ban in Texas when they were going to ban hemp in that state, and the veterans were the ones that actually like came through and made a lot of noise, because I mean, just PTSD, man, that's a tough one to deal with and live with.
Well, not only that, like the medications they have for PTSD can be horrific.
Totally.
And
horrific.
I think that's for somebody suffering from PTSD to have something that's not going to give them crazy side effects. If they get off of it or something, like whatever happens, I think that's a big rally behind CBD for that reason alone. It's a natural, very safe, very effective for anxiety.
Yeah. Yeah. Even the social anxiety, you know, a lot of people have social anxiety. I've been shocked at some of our friends who, you know, were like, man, my social anxiety, can't go out. It's like, what? I never even knew you had social anxiety. But yeah, anxiety is it's rough, man. It's like, you know, we see a lot of people with anxiety and how it can be like really debilitating, and just to be able to like take that edge off with just, you know, a gel cap, an edible, a tincture. It really just gets into like the quality of life, how drastically your quality of life can change if you're dealing with, you know, something like this with, you know, a single gel cap. I think that is just, it's amazing that people can find relief of very debilitating issues with just something as simple as a CBD gel cap. All right. There's a few here, but
yeah, there's quite a bit.
Yeah, most of them are just, you know, large reduction in anxiety symptoms in various types of anxiety, ADHD.
I like this one that talks about the review finding multiple double-blind placebo-controlled trials showing CBD significantly reduces stress response in humans. Appears to support the endocannabinoid signaling and reduces physiological stress markers like cortisol and heart rate, aligning with its anxiolytic effects. So the data is suggesting that CBD's influence on the stress system is specific to stress conditions rather than general sedation. That's awesome.
Yeah. Awesome. All right.
Love it.
You want to wrap it up with the studies?
Wrap it up.
All right. Well, appreciate you guys, and we will see you on the next one.
See ya.